at it again with the past simple, this time regular verbs. Let's get started.
So, we meet again. Please comment.
Come right in, guys. We have a lot to talk about today. It's kind of like a completion of the previous video that we made about past tense, except this time we're only going to talk about the regular verbs. We're not going to talk about the irregular ones. I'm going to show you a small story, but first... Alright guys, do I have your attention? To form the past tense sentence, we have to look at the pronoun that we have. What is a pronoun? Pronoun is I, you, we, they, he, she, and it. So we will add a verb to it plus an ed. What is the verb? A normal or irregular, regular or irregular. We talked about this in the previous video. The irregular verbs are usually not the same, like for example, eat turns into ate, so it's not the same. Normal verbs, which are the regular ones, these are the ones we will talk about in this particular video. Let's carry on. Now, we've always talked about the verb in the positive form, but we never really talked about the negative form. You did not do the verb. So let's see. Pronoun plus did not, which you can of course make it short by writing didn't. It's the same. Plus our verb. So in the negative form, we do not need to put ed with the verb. We just put didn't plus the original verb. Let's see. Okay, practice time. Let's get to it. Last weekend. What is last weekend? First of all, this is a keyword. Last weekend, last month, last week, last year. The word last means that you are speaking in past tense, something that happened in the past. So, this guy says, I didn't feel well last weekend. Looky here. There is a word didn't. With didn't, we don't need to put ed with the verb. With negative forms, we don't need the ed. Let's carry on. I needed a rest. So, in a non-negative sentence, we just put an ed with it. But my wife didn't agree. See, in here, again, we have a negative sentence. There's no need for ed with the verb. She wanted a holiday. So, we didn't stay at home. They went outside. Don't go outside. Please stay home for your health. Okay. We visited Paris. We visited Paris. Please pay attention to the way that you pronounce some of the verbs. This one is visited. The hotel seemed perfect. The hotel seemed perfect. So in here, the pronunciation of this ed is kind of like the letter T, like seemed. The hotel seemed perfect. He carried our bags. He carried our bags. Again, the pronunciation of the ed in this word is like T. He carried our bags. But he didn't receive a tip. He didn't receive a tip. Okay, so enough with that. Let's talk about how to form a question. How do we make a question? We put the word did plus any pronoun that we want plus the verb that we would like to use, and that's it. That's how you ask a question. Did I talk to you? Did you talk to me? So I didn't say, did I talked to you? There's no need for me to add an ed with the verb in this situation because I already said did, which is a past tense form. Did I need a rest? There you go. Did plus the pronoun plus the verb. Yes, I did. Usually the answer is either yes, I did or no, I didn't. Did my wife agree? No, she didn't. There you go. That is the negative one. Did we visit Paris? Yes, we did. Did he receive a tip? No, he didn't. Aw, why not? Alright, story time. I took the liberty of downloading this video for you to show you more verbs and to show you how we turn the simple present into simple past. Okay, I'm talking like really slowly and it's affecting my mouth. Excuse my pronunciation. Once upon a time, there is. Now, as you can see, the is turns to was, if you remember. There was a little girl. Her name, what do you think is gonna be? Was. That's right. Her name was Little Red Riding Hood. One day she went to visit her granny. She had a nice cake in her basket. On the way, a wolf saw her. The wolf was very hungry. It followed the little girl. What's wrong with him? Okay. Little Red sees. Now sees is simple present. Simple past, saw. Saw very beautiful flowers under a tree. She stopped and picked some for her granny. She said to herself, Granny's house is over there. She will be very happy. The wolf heard the little girl. The wolf arrived at Granny's home before the little girl. It looked inside the home, then it ran into the room and ate Granny up. Damn. He got into Granny's bed and waited for the Little Red Riding Hood. Few minutes later, she reached the house. She looked at the wolf. She said, Granny, what big eyes you have. All better to see you with, the wolf said. Granny, what big ears you have. All better to hear you with. Granny, what big teeth you have. All better to eat you with. Little Red screamed, Run! A woodcutter was in the woods. He heard a loud scream. He didn't waste any time. He ran to Granny's house. The woodcutter hit the wolf over the head. its mouth wide and yelled, and Granny jumped out. The wolf ran away, and they never saw it again. And they lived happily ever after. Classic. Alright guys, I think that's enough for the basics. Time to move on to practice. The past simple with regular verbs. This is just me taking you through a couple of verbs more and memorize it. Help, ed. All of them are going to be ed. And as you can see, there is nothing different in all the letters. All the letters are the same, guys. So play becomes played, enjoy, enjoyed, and so on and so on. Okay, let me check. Yay, I have them all correct. Well, not all of them, but you get the point. Okay, let's move on to some irregular verbs now. Be, was, were. Now, some extra note or side note, you guys can go on Google and you can just search past tense exercises and you can find many things even more fun than these. You can find videos and you can find really nice exercises. You guys already have your books, of course, the more and more books. You can go to that and open it. However, I really do want you to always have a page of the list. The list of irregular verbs should be right in front of you. Okay? So whenever you see a verb and you have to convert it, you go back to this list and you check which verb do I have and is it here or not. Okay, so the easiest thing is to just memorize the irregular verbs, and everything else other than that, except this list, is going to have ed put to it. So begin. Okay, let's try it right now. Begin. I'm going to go to my list and search the letter B. B, 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 B. There we go. Begin. The past tense for it is began. Right here. So, I'm going to go right there and choose began. There it is. And this is why the list is important. I'm telling you to keep it in front of you. The more you repeat the same verb, the more it's going to stay in your head. Bring. Let's go back to the list. Bring. Bring becomes brought. And there you go. Do you see how easy it is to have a list on your hand? Just look at it and then do whatever exercise that you need. Okay, so we're moving on to a wider practice. In here you will see the regular verbs, you will see irregulars, and in here, as you can see, that we have questions. So let's practice together and see how we can figure out how to do them on the exam. The first one, she get on the bus in the city, in the center of the city. Okay, so first you look at, if you see something like this, get on. In here we have get up, get off. These verbs you already know, like get up. It means you get up in the morning. You remember this one. She get on the bus. You already know this verb. So in here, we only need to make this verb, get, this part, we put it into past tense. Now, of course, I told you to have a list of irregular verbs next to you. You can go to that list and check, is get on that list or not? And so, this is what I'm gonna do. That's my list. Let's go for the letter G. Right here is the first one. So, she got on. Clear? I think it's very clear. So let's do this other one. What time he get up yesterday? Well, first, the thing that you need to notice is this. We have a question mark. So with the question mark, okay, so this one I misclicked it. Sorry about that. What time? Well, first of all, as you can see in here, we have a question. So immediately with a question, we have to use did. With every question, there has to be a did or does. It depends on your pronoun. And we have he, and then get up. Just like in here at the top, get became got. In here it's the same thing. Nothing changes. So get up becomes got up. However, because we have a question, the rule for the question is you put did plus the verb itself. You do not need to change it if you have a question. Moving on to number 4. Where? Oh, again, this is a question. So, what do you think is gonna be? Where did? Where did you? And the same verb comes in without changing it. Get off. That's it. You want to check? Yay! Clap for yourself. Okay, number 5. I, blah blah blah, not change trains at Victoria. Okay, when we see a not, what does that mean? It means it's a negative sentence. In a negative sentence, what do? I didn't. And in a negative sentence, again, we have to use the same verb. We do not change it. We do not add ed to it. So, didn't change. Want to check? There you go. We wake up very late. This is a very simple one. Wake up. You want to go to the list? Okay, so we looked at our list, and wake up was one of the irregular verbs, and it turns into woke up. And let's check. It's woke up. What? Obviously, is going to be a question. Christmas. What he give his mother for Christmas? So the first thing that we need to do with a question is use did. And then he. And then the same verb, we do not change anything in it when we are asking something. Did he give? I, blah blah, receive 300 pounds when my uncle died. Well, that's a very dark sentence. Sorry about that. Okay, so receive is a regular verb. So, we're just going to put it in past tense and add ed to it. I'm just going to show it so you can see it. I'm not going to take much of your time. We not use the computer last night. So if we see the word not, that means did not. and then just add the same verb. Didn't use. Let's see. Didn't use. Okay, question form. She make. What do we start with? Did. She, and then add the same one. Let's check. Did she make? Did she make good coffee? They live in Paris. Live is a regular verb. All we have to do is add ed to it. She read the newspaper yesterday. Read. First of all, what did I say? The first thing that we need to do is take a look at our list of irregular verbs. If the verb read is on that list, we will check it and then add the correct form. So I checked my list, and the verb read, it's written the same way. You write it with the same letters, but when you want to read it, when you want to pronounce it, you read it like the color red. She read the newspaper yesterday. That's the difference. The writing is the same, but the way you say the word is different. She read the newspaper yesterday. Last one, guys. I not watch TV. So, there's a not. What happens to it? Did not. Same verb, and you got it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying here. At the end, I would like to show you a couple of clips from movies. They're not movies, and you can see how we use the past tense. I'll see you next time.
Where did you come from?
I walked right through the walls.
What did you see last Tuesday night outside my office?
When did you last take any time to do nothing?
I spoke with 2 farmers today.
Dinosaurs vanished millions of years ago.
One thing was clear. He was the boss.
I know you tried to warn me, but I didn't listen. I'm sorry.
Our father never trusted these people.
He gave you strict orders to protect me.